Alright, so today I am baking a cake. I am making a cake from one of the coolest, kindest, sweetest people on the planet, Kandee Johnson. If you don't know her, she's a YouTube makeup artist and she's so cool and she's so kind and she's so sweet. But I'm making this cake from her recipe, and it's something that she put on her channel. So I'm just going to be showing you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. There's a couple of modifications I'm going to make to the decorating portion of it here, but I have to get started because the party is in 3 hours. Bam! This is our ingredient list that we're going to use here. 2.5 cups of boiling water, 1.5 cups of buttermilk, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 cup of canola oil, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of baking soda, 2 cups of flour, we got 2 eggies, 2 cups of sugar, 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa. And then I got a mixing bowl, mixing guy. Alright, I'll move everybody over there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stick of butter. Ooh, the oven's ready. Oh shit. First thing you should do is preheat your oven to 300 degrees. Sorry. Alright, so I'm going to take a stick of butter. And since I'm making a 2-layer guy, I'm going to use the stick of butter to go all around the edges, all around the inside like this. It's going to make it way easy for it to come out later. Like for it to just pop out like... Allegedly. Let's find out if it doesn't. Anyways, make sure you get in the corners, because that's where bad gas is. Okay. That's pretty good. Make sure it's coated pretty well. Secondary one, same thing. The butter's getting buttery already in my hands, because I'm toasty like an adult. Oh god, it's so buttery. Oh. Alright, that's good enough. Everybody's coated pretty well. Let's see if I did it. Let's see if I did a shite job when it comes out, right? Right now that those guys are all nicely buttered, let's get the old flour here. Bam. Just gonna put a little bit of flour in, like that. And just gonna make sure it's all coated. Here, let me do it to the camera. So that it helps in the whole baking process. Shove the excess in here. Do the same thing right here. Bam. All I gotta do is make sure it gets in the corners, because that's where the batter lives. And make sure it gets all around. Done and done. Don't forget that you need to wear an adorable apron while you're cooking, so you don't get powder everywhere. The person I'm making this cake for is a very nice lady. It's her birthday cake. I'm going to her birthday celebration with herself and her family, and they're like her kids and everything, which is a really fancy lady. So I wanted to make something that wasn't like a box cake or anything, or like bring a cake. I could just go buy a cake and bring it, be like, here you go. But I'm, you know, I cook for people that I respect, admire, or I'm trying to impress, which this lady would be. She's a very fancy lady too. So I'm going to do a couple of things different than Kandee's recipe is. One of the things I haven't figured out, so I may just skip it and just take it completely out of the thing. But the other thing I'm definitely going to do with little raspberries, and they're going to be so cute. I hope it's going to work out. Alright, these guys are ready. Let's move on. Bam! So the next thing we're going to do is combine our 2.5 cups of boiling water and our 2 cups of sugar. Let me get in frame. And mixing around a little bit. This is going to help this break down so that there's not a lot of big chunkies inside the cakey. So we're going to stir it around for a little bit. Alrighty, the next dude is the 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Let's get that in there. Get that involved into the mix. Oh yeah. I warn ya, buttermilk does not smell great. Alright, next up is the 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I gotta smell it real quick. Whoa, it's a lot more boozy than I remember. Woo! Get that guy in there too. Alright, next up is the 1 cup of canola oil. Throw him in there. Ooh, so oily. Alright, next guys up is our 2 eggies. Eggy friends. Ooh, almost dropped it. Ooh, almost dropped it again. I'm actually going to beat these separately. No particular reason other than that the recipe told us to. And I don't think it's necessarily something we have to do. It's just something that the person who made the recipe prefers. But I'd rather follow it than not follow it and then fuck up somewhere. Especially this is somebody's cake. It's like their birthday cake and I mess it up. I don't want to do that. Just beat them. Alrighty. The next part we're going to do is throw the eggs in. Eggs are in. And this is my favorite part. It's always been my favorite part. Using the mixer. So I'm very likely going to mute this next part. Or speed it up, just so that it's not taking a lot of time. Okay. This mixture is crazy. Alrighty, I just put the 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa into the mix. I'm going to mix it up. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. This is a catastrophe over here, by the way. Terrible. Terrible. Alrighty, so that's all done. It's all mixed up and everything here. I'll try to get the foil out of the way so it gets a better light. There we go. Alright, so that's what it should look like here. Is approximately like this. You can see it's really, really soupy, but that's the nature of the recipe because it is water-based and not like other things based. That's pretty much what it's gonna look like, which is totally fine. Totally fine. It's like don't like the batter because it's got eggies on it. I do what I want. Okie dokie, so now that those guys are all done here, we're gonna shove them into these pie guys. And only want to fill it up about halfway. And since I'm trying to layer them, I gotta make sure that they're even. Otherwise we're gonna have a situation. It's pretty damn even to me. Let's get them into the oven. Alright, these guys are going to cook in there side by side for about 20 minutes or so. Hey, Sheez, can we get another look at the ingredient list? Sure. Got 2 cups of boiling water, 2 cups of sugar, cup of buttermilk, 1.5 cups of buttermilk, I can read, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, cup of canola oil, teaspoon of salt, then we put in the baking soda, 2 cups of flour, 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa. I spelled cocoa wrong. Okay, so the timer's saying that they should be done. So let's do a real quick test. Let's see how they look. Oh snap, they look like they're coming along, but they're jiggling and jangling. They are super not done. So, as predicted, we'll leave them in there for like another 10 minutes or so. I'm sorry, Mom. Could you say that again? Any day now.
Your cake smells delicious.
Thanks, Ba. Okay, so you may have noticed the lighting situation changed because it's hell snowing outside right now. It's so cool. Alright, so next thing I want to try to do, and I have never done this before, but we'll give it a shot, is I want to make some kind of raspberry reduction. And basically what it's going to be is like between the first layer and the second layer of the cake, I want this like layer of like raspberry goo. And I've never done that before. Nor have I looked up anything online on how to do it. So I'm just going to try to wing it and we're going to see what happens. Now if it turns out that it doesn't work, I'm not going to include it in the video. And I'm not going to include it in the cake. I'm just going to put the cute little raspberries on the top. I'm separating those ones out here because they're the biggest and they're most aesthetically pleasing. And I'm going to use them on the cake. Like around it. It's going to look really cool. Hopefully. The rest of them are going in this little bowl. And I'm going to mash them around a little bit. Man, these guys... They caved under the pressure for sure. I totally forgot that raspberries have a shitload of seeds in them too, so hopefully it'll be cool. thing is beeping. Let's see how our guys are doing. Whoa. Oh my god, that's more like it. Alright, if you guys don't know, this is what you're going to do to test this out to see if it's done. Take a knife. Or, more commonly, a toothpick. And put it right in the middle. If it comes out clean, then it's done. That's not really that clean. Nope, not clean. So, put them back in. Let's give them like 5 more minutes. Meanwhile, in the raspberry town, this is all chunked up all nice and good. So, I'm gonna see if I can strain it with the strainer here, because you can see there's a shitload of seeds in there. That doesn't look super great. You can see it starts snowing like crazy. Oh, so pretty. Come here. These motherfuckers are done. Alrighty, so. Oh yeah. Done. That is done. See how it doesn't move, doesn't bounce around. Good to go, bro. Okie dokie. So now that this has been resting for a while, I'm gonna take my little knife and I'm gonna go around the edge. Make sure that it's okay. Theory, what I should be able to do, just flip it over, whoop, bonk it down, bonk. Oh, almost perfect. Okay. Whoa, that kind of thing happens all the time. But hey, this is why you're not a professional chef, right? So shove it on there, let's let it cool down for a little bit. Then I'm gonna grab some frosting and we're gonna frost this bad boy. Billie Jean. Okay, I'm gonna very sneakily put the messed up part on the bottom and then put this part on the top. So when I frost it, I'll probably frost the whole thing all the way around. Just because it'll be a little bit easier to do it that way. And then I can put all the rest of the stuff on. I really wish I had a cake stand, but I don't have one. And I can't make one, so there's really nothing I can do about that, is there? Very carefully. Put this one on the top. Oh dear. Oh yeah. The raspberry that we did earlier. And I just mashed it up. I put them in this bag because it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to try to do stuff with. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the tip off. Just the tip. And then I'm going to drizzle it around like this. And then I'm going to put the raspberries on. Hopefully it'll save it. So it looks a little like blood, which I did not anticipate, but you know, we're gonna roll with it. Hopefully there'll be enough left over for a little garnish, but it doesn't look like it, so. It doesn't look like there's that many left over to complete the circle. Bam. Done. I think it's cute. Wow.
One more over. Man, you really blow.
At least I don't suck.
Sorry, Dave.
So what I learned about that experience is that things don't always turn out the way that you like them. The family, when I brought it over, they like started picking off like the raspberries and stuff, and they're like, we can eat this cake and we can eat this cake, and so they finally did. which was really cool. So I liked it enough. I think I'll give it another try. I'll probably try it a couple more times just to see if I can do anything better with the recipe. Thanks for watching this uber long video. And